You know, I was gonna make a video on the Tenacious D cover of Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time, but I would rather you go check it out and get your own reaction out of it rather than watching me react to it, because I don't know why, but Jack Black was just able to make it work so well, and it looked like they had a lot of fun shooting the music video at the premiere. Instead, we are here to talk about someone from a band that I, follow. Their debut album came out when I was in high school, over 10 years ago at this point, and they've just caught my attention ever since, and they've had 4 studio albums out, each one just as good as the next one. Lauren Mayberry, the lead vocalist of the Glasgow-led band Chvrches, is going solo this year with an expected solo album reportedly due out sometime. We don't know when, but it's coming this year. And so far there's been 3 singles she has released for this record, all different within one another, and I think my main concern was she going to be able to separate herself from Chvrches? And I was definitely dead wrong, and I figured let's just kind of look at the singles together and I will give you my honest opinion on it. So why not start where it began, with the debut single.
Are you awake? I miss the texture of your voice. It happens more often.
So, with Are You Awake, I think my main concern with it when hearing it first was, oh lord, here we go, she's trying to be some sort of Olivia Rodrigo copycat. It's a piano ballad and this, that, and the other, but I think you gotta listen to the whole song for the full understanding of it. Like, yes, it is a definite piano ballad, which I kind of thought was a weird way to kind of kick off her solo stuff. I would have thought she'd go with one of the more upbeat tracks that we're going to be talking about, but this one, actually thinking about it now, was the perfect way to kick off her solo era. I mean, it kind of, sounds different from anything her band has done, and it shows off her vocal prowess even more than I think people give her credit for. I mean, she is an underrated singer. I don't think she gets the love with her voice as much as, others do, some of the bigger stars do, and the fact that she's able to show it off here is really cool, and I just think that looking at it now, I can also see this being the album's opener, just for how much it is like, it reels you in because it's different, and it's still so catchy, and it shows off more of her talents than usual. And like I said, you can definitely separate it from Chvrches and kind of go, okay, this is going to be her own thing, and it's going to be, creative, and I guess you can say there's definitely certain themes which we will get to coming up on the next track.
What a shame, shame. It's a shame, it's a shame. Getting it down.
Then Shame was released shortly after this, and this is kind of where the more upbeat tracks come in, something that I was kind of expecting from her. However, this one, I don't know, I would say this one's my least favorite of the 3 singles for the fact that it feels a little too safe, in my opinion. Like, I'm not sitting here being like, oh, because it sounds so mainstream. Like, no, I feel like, Chvrches has always been kind of a mainstream band, and, it is what it is there. I just think that this song sounds too simplistic, and it has this certain formula where it's still catchy as hell, but I don't know, it's taken me a little bit to kind of appreciate what it is, but I just can't say that I enjoy it too much. Like, I don't hate it, but I feel like, too, the topics of Lauren talking about, like, you think I'm not tough, but hey, I'm this schizophrenic blah 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 yada 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 type thing. It's when you start seeing the feminist lyrics come into play, which I know some people be like, oh my god, another feminist speaking and singing about this, that, and the other, but it's like, I feel like lyrics in songs like this, especially when it's something that you may not believe in or take seriously, you still have to give a chance, because you just never know, and with this song, it's so catchy and pop leaning that I can definitely get down with it. And if, I just hope that the album itself doesn't have too many songs that sound like this, but 1 or 2 is fine. Then we get to the third single, the most recent one, which came out about a week ago, and that is Change Shapes. This is the one I feel like should have maybe been the lead-off single if it was complete at the time. I don't know. I think the way Lauren Mayberry released these songs was she had been working on the album, and by the time she released Are You Awake, she's like, the album's not even 60% done yet, so I'm assuming these are the songs that she had, and maybe these weren't fully complete yet. But Change Shapes is definitely her in like her like badass, you know, era where she just starts to get to more of what we thought she was going to sing about, which is kind of like being used by guys in the past, and, you know, people saying, oh, she's just a woman, this, that, and the other, but she's like, you know, I can change shapes like that, and I can become this tough motherfucker, and it's behind this catchy pop beat. There's some sick, you know, bass work in there. I think the vocal melodies are done nice. I think everything about this song is basically what I envisioned Lauren Mayberry's direction going when she announced that she was going to be doing solo stuff, while Chvrches is taking kind of a mini hiatus at this point. It slaps all the way through, and is definitely the one that I've recommended to people the most when asking about new music. I said, well, hey, if you know the band Chvrches, their lead singer, she's going solo, and she's got 3 singles out. I would definitely check out the song Change Shapes first, and then the other 2. But yeah, that's basically about it. I think with Lauren Mayberry and her solo album coming out, she's basically given us a lot of what she wants to do, and it's kind of giving us an idea of what the album's gonna sound like. I'm definitely expecting another single or 2 to be out before the album, and I'm assuming that sooner or later she's going to announce the release date. Like, she's got to be close to finished with the album at this point, but I don't know. All we know is it's coming later this year, and it's only the end of March, so there's still plenty of time for her to release this thing in 2024, and you bet that I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to review it on this channel. But if you've heard these songs, you can tell me in the comments below, what do you think about them, and how do you think Lauren Mayberry's solo album is going to sound musically, lyrically, all this kind of stuff, because again, this is only probably a glimpse, a small glimpse into what she's going to end up giving us. But until then, that's it for me. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you all in the next one.
My loneliness is killing me.